All right, well, welcome to this morning to see the fruits of your labor this week. How many of you think you've learned something this week? Real loud. Let's have a roar. There you go. How many of you think you've made new friends this week that you'll stay in touch with? That's it. And how many of you are real excited that you came and getting ready that you're glad it's over almost? A little weaker there. All right. Well, anyway, I'm really excited to see what you guys have come up with today. It's always fun for me because it's things that I'd never imagined that you could make out of these little kits, but you guys seem to have the imagination and the expertise to make it all work. And let's get rolling.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Deb Carano, and I'm the technology coordinator here at Stanford. Welcome to the 8th People to People Robotic Exhibition. We're proud to present absolutely fabulous young people, 156 of them, of the brightest and most talented young people we have ever had the pleasure to work with. We would like to, at this time, turn it over to Mr. Andy.
Yep. It really wasn't about robots, was it? It really wasn't. It was about you becoming a leader in the technological age. You have a chance to use tools that did not exist in my lifetime and even in the lifetime of my children. You have an opportunity to become a leader. And why do we need you as a leader? Because every single one of us has that obligation. And even if our impact is on one person, one time, we've made a difference in this world. So it's your responsibility to make a difference in this world. You can't walk away from it. Because now I know your name. I know where you live. I know you have talent. I know you're a leader. Do you believe it? Yes. You only kind of believe it? No. Are you? Yes. All right. Are you going to step forward when you have to step forward, when you should step forward, when it's even scary to step forward? Yes. Are you going to take failure and say, thank you, failure, I now know how to do this? Are you? Yes. Then we're ready to roll. Team one.
I'm Troy Young from Ohio.
I'm Rana from Missouri.
I'm Emily from Houston, Texas.
I'm Humberto from Mexico City. So, this is our invention. It's called the Back Body. It was designed to help elderly people or disabled to carry their groceries from their cars up their driveways and into their homes.
The two main arms on the front allow for easy loading and unloading of bags, while this little basket and these doors here allow for extra secure storage when moving heavier boxes or additional bags. So now we'd like to perform a quick demonstration.
All right, so we use an ultrasonic We use an ultrasonic rangefinder to detect someone in front of it, an elderly person or a physically disabled person who can't carry the bags themselves. So it detects, so this is how it works. It goes in front when there's a certain distance, and then it stops when it gets too close, like you saw earlier. And then it goes, and then it stops again. So it doesn't bump into anyone, because that would be tragic. It stops.
Some of the problems that we faced while building this robot was lining up and connecting the wheels along with a sensor and determining the reading distance.
Thank you all for listening, and good luck to everyone else coming up.
Hello, my name is William, and I'm from Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm from California.
Hi, I'm Angela, and I'm from Mississippi.
Hi, I'm Miranda, and I'm from California. So a problem we have today is that people are uninformed or just too tired to think that which one is compost, which one is recyclables, which one is landfill.
Our robot will solve that problem by sorting waste into recyclables and non-recyclables.
One of the problems we face is that we didn't know how to set up our robot, being a placemat and having our boxes in the rows like that, and we set up our robot accordingly. Some of the other problems we face were not knowing when to stop, and we use the ultrasonic sensor to detect the barriers of the boxes, as well as use a color sensor to detect what type of object it is.
Our demonstration is fairly simple. What it should do is just place each cube into its matching box. Having a little bit of technical difficulties, though. Right now it's placing the red cube into the red box. And now the blue cube. And finally the gold one. Thank you.
I'm Kyle, and I'm from Dallas, Texas.
Jacob, and I'm from Alabama.
I'm Bubba, and I'm from Texas.
I'm Willow, and I'm from Maine. So our robot is the catch bot. It's for disabled parents or family members who can't play catch with their kids. So they can now be outside with their kids. They can control the robot to go after the ball, retrieve the ball, and throw it back to their kids.
Okay, so what you wasn't our primary design. We actually had to change a whole lot, but Kyle will talk about that in a minute. What I'm going to talk about is our final design. We actually had to make the bot extremely short. That way it can turn and maneuver to get the ball. And we had to place the arm in the front. That way there was no need for a counterbalance on either side.
And some of our programming issues is that at first we try to use a gyro sensor to detect like angle and trajectory of capturing the ball, but we ended up going to a remote control because it allowed to be more interactive, and it was easier to use that way.
So our primary design was a bit bigger than this one. It was longer and wider, so it was much more unstable, and it was much harder to turn, and our arm was previously on the right side, and so there was much more weight on the right side of the robot, so we had to put a whole nother arm on the left side just to balance the robot better. Major improvisation and change up our entire robot so that it's smaller and easier to turn.
Hi, I'm Brennan from Louisiana.
I'm Alex from New York.
I'm Tarjay from Oklahoma.
I'm Nick from Lebanon. So our robot is basically a guide for every person who is quite simply at a destination and wants to get to another. Now, in our people-to-people program, we're reaching the end of the program. But let's rewind. When we were here on our first day, what's the first thing you thought of as you stepped on campus? Obviously, the first thing you thought was like, wow, this campus is huge. But then you thought, like, where am I supposed to go? Where am I, and how can I get to my destination? Well, this robot is designed specifically for that, and not for students on programs. This could be used for students entering college for the first time, or even school, even teachers, so that they don't get to class late, so they know where they're going, or tourists even. It can guide them through the city. Now, this robot will wherever they are, quite simply, wherever they want to be.
So two of our functions were the color spots, which were, it would either stop at the important spot, which will involve our second thing, or where it speaks, and explain what that exact thing is, and it will help.
Some of the problems we faced were calibrating the color sensor to make the robot effectively follow the path, and so it wouldn't go off course and lead any group that was following it in the wrong direction. And so we combated that by shade over the color sensor so that it would better be able to detect the path it was going on.
Another problem that we had is during the construction, we realized that the motors were facing the wrong direction, while the color sensor was also in the back of the machine. We switched the color sensor to the front and worked from there.
Hello, I'm Chad from Virginia.
I'm Kirsten from Ohio.
I'm Juliana from Nevada.
And I'm Jamie from Puerto Rico. And this is a crane color sorter.
So basically, the crane will scan the color through the color sensor attached to the crane, and it will pick it up and move the color to its designated area. Some of the problems that we had with our robot are having the motors move in the correct direction and displaying where the colors will be sorted to.
For programming with this, at first none of us really knew how to program, so we had to figure it out. And so we worked with the Lego programming that we had, and we made a combination of different motions of the motor, so that way the crane could pick it up, grab the object, lift it back up, and turn, all with one set of instructions from the code.
Our original design to just be a sort of scanner where paper would go through and it would tell you what color it is and probably speak it out. But later on we came up with the idea of like a robot arm that could interact with anything in its area. So we made this design by combining the two with the color sort of as an afterthought so just to show that it can work with everything there. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, what's up? How's everybody doing? Can I not just project? Hello everybody, how are you doing? Wonderful. We made a robot for the blind people to help guide them around and stuff. It's just like a seeing eye dog, but a robot.
All right. Hi, my name is Aiden.
I'm Daniel from New York.
I'm Josh from Arizona.
Imagine waking up one day and never getting to see your family again. Imagine being born and never getting to see the faces of the ones who raised you. A permanent blindfold, unable to be taken off. This experience and unfortunate handicap plagues millions. Blindness not only affects one's vision, it affects their mobility. Many require the use of seeing eye dogs and other forms of sight animals. Costs and allergies are some of the aspects that hinders people's use of seeing eye dogs. What if there was a hypoallergenic, cost-effective solution? Well, with our sight-seeing robotic eye dog, we give people an insight into the looking glass of the future. You will see the advantage of a robotic eye dog to a furry real one. Not only are we trying to help the blind, we are attempting to help our nation realize a unique and different way to combat the handicap of blindness. With our innovative idea, we take the prejudice that people have towards blind people and try to combat it. We will be a nation where everyone can see clearly, no matter the handicap.
All right, guys. So some problems that we faced in the programming was getting it to obviously notice an object and then move around it, just as it would need to do if it were leading a blind person through like the sidewalk. It would have to notice an obstacle and then get around it. So we fixed the problem by adding the ultrasonic sensor so that it can notice an object and then swiftly move around them.
That was not supposed to happen.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ella from New Mexico.
Hello, I'm Josh from Louisiana.
Hello, I'm Derek from California.
Hi, I'm Jack from Ohio.
So our robot is a seeing eye robot. Its purpose is to help a visually impaired person travel independently and easily so that they don't have to rely on other people to get where they want to go.
Now, the robot that we have uses 4 different sensors. It uses one ultrasonic sensor, 2 touch sensors, and also a color sensor.
The color sensor is set up so it detects and follows a line.
And then our ultrasonic sensor is basically like the eyes of the robot. It's on a swivel and it basically sort of looks out for hazards and it can detect said hazards up to a meter away.
And the touch sensors are positioned on the side so that it won't collide with anything.
Well, one of the problems that we faced while doing this was that the color sensor wouldn't follow the line and it kept straying from the set path that we had for it.
So we solved this issue by playing around with various functions, and we found that following a colored line was the best option.
So now we will demonstrate.
Hi, I'm Hamza and I'm from Georgia.
I'm John, I'm from California.
I'm Isaac, I'm from East LA.
I'm Carl, I'm from Texas, and this is the auto irrigation system. It's going to dig trenches for water to flow into and like water the plants on a farm. It's for like to help farmers in like third world countries, and
I'm going to show you how it works. So, since this is going to be used on a farm, the scale is going to be a lot bigger, but for the program, I needed to make it smaller so that it didn't fall off the table. Just a second, it's turning on. I'll get to you later.
All right, so some problems we faced were disagreements on ideas and design, but we overcame those and with teamwork.
Other problems that we faced was the stability of the robot. Like every time it would move, it would bounce a lot and then it would fall apart. So we had to add slight suspension on it so it wouldn't do all that. So now we're just going to start the test.
Hi, my name is Chichi, and I'm from Nigeria.
Hello, my name is Topher and I'm from Georgia.
Hello, my name is Ha. I'm from China.
Adam and I'm from Hawaii. Our robot's objective is to deliver medication to people in homes or hospitals.
One of the challenges we faced was that the light sensor wasn't working correctly, but we overcame that.
So we would like to thank Derek Liu and Jacob Wilson for really helping us out with that.
Now we're just setting up a robot and you can see how it works.
Medication is here. Please take by mouth with water. Once complete, press the orange button. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Good morning, delegates. We would like to present to you our Guam bot. I'm Alyssa Fama, and I'm from Guam.
I'm Maurice, and I'm from Texas.
I'm Sajan, and I'm from Florida.
I'm Nick, and I'm from California.
So I come from a beautiful island in the Pacific named Guam, but our problem is there's pollution, whether it's in residential areas. So this robot was built to prevent further pollution on Guam and other places in our situation.
And for how we built it, we put 2 different motors for each wheel in the back for it to be able to turn, and a steel ball for easy maneuverability. And we have a crane in the front to pick up whatever is in front of it, and a crate right here for the collection and an ultrasonic sensor to see what's ever in front of it.
So we had quite a few programming issues with this robot. Originally, we couldn't get the ultrasonic sensor to detect stuff, so we had to fix that. And the wheels didn't have enough power, as well as the arm. So we fixed those problems through programming.
And then some mechanical problems we had was we had too much weight in the back, so we had to balance it out through long pieces of Legos that we attached to both sides in order to stabilize it so that it wouldn't hit the ground and stop moving. And also we had some problems connecting the sensor to the wheel because we have to have the sensor in front in order to detect, and we just had a couple problems in that. And we have a demonstration for you as well.
Thank you.
I'm from Anthony. I'm Anthony. I'm from China.
I am Max, and I am from Colorado.
I'm Walter. I'm from West Virginia.
And I'm Jet from Washington. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good.
So what I is a robot that's supposed to help people that have very limited mobility to be able to help carry their bags with them. Future models would include having it follow you with the ultrasonic sensor, but we kind of ran out of time to program that, so.
Our main problem was that with the design of the build, we had to rebuild it halfway through because we just couldn't get the crane to stick on. We also ran into programming. We couldn't get things to work right, but we found it out. We got most of it.
And so we have the package bot, which Anthony will demonstrate for you.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Joshua from California.
I'm Brock, also from California.
Hi, I'm Nick Barosik from Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Ishan from Texas. So one thing we found with today's society is that visually impaired people can't really get around easily. So our robot, Dwight, will help fix this problem by using audio feedback and simple instructions to allow visually impaired people to move around and increase their sense.
So a couple problems we had with the programming was the ultrasonic sensor, which is basically the eyes. It tells if there's any obstructing, in the ground, essentially. And we also have a color sensor that determines if, for example, this stop sign that I so cleverly made is in there. So if this stop sign is here, it's going to stop. And if there's something else, it's going to keep going. So that was a problem, getting it to cooperate with each other to determine that difference. Also, on the back here, if, let's say, the old person or the visually impaired person kicks the back, it's just going to stop the program and say, stop kicking me. You know, that's not nice. So.
One of the main physical problems we had with our robot was the body structure. It was too big and bulky, and the structure was not as effective as it could have been.
So we destroyed the robot and we made it structurally efficient.
Yeah. All right, so we're just going to test it here. found a wall. It's going to go back. Now it's right now it's scanning the environment, creating a couple variables and storing them about the data of any surrounding objects. So right now it didn't find anything, so it's looking the other way. All right, so it's still scanning. Now it's making a nice little turn, and now it's going to approach forward and avoid the object. Now it sees. So now it just provide some nice audio feedback that we are to stop because nothing else to do.
Hello, my name is Antonio from California.
I'm Carmen, I'm from Guam.
I'm Danny from California.
And I'm Connor from Wisconsin. And this is the exoarm. So the two main real-world applications for the exoarm would be assisting the elderly and people in rehabilitation because it can bend your arm for you, and once it is fully bent, then it will stay in that position.
Originally, with the coding of the robot, we had a program so that it would move a certain amount, such as about 15 degrees, until repeatedly until you decided to stop pressing the button, and then you could press the other one to bring it back down. But after learning how to use coding loops, we figured out how to have it so you can just hold one button and it'll go up, and hold the other and it'll go back down.
We built of the robot so that it's flexible but not flimsy, so allowing you to have a fuller range of motion.
During the process of this robotic project, we went through two models while constructing the exoarm. In our first model, we originally had planned to have the two motors found on each side of the elbow to be connected using a Lego beam to the bottom of the forearm component, as seen right here, assuming that it would have enough leverage to lift the arm and extend it. But unfortunately, it did not have enough power to lift the arm, and it didn't have full range of motion. So for our second model, we decided to have it attached to the top of the forearm component, and also we decided to add a gear system which will allow for a smoother transition. In our final prototype, it achieved those both goals, and it functions how we originally planned to. Audience, this is our final prototype.
Hi, I'm Nicholas from Alabama.
Hi, I'm Liu Ganxiao from China.
I'm Jacob Bao from Hawaii.
Hi, I'm David Zhang from Texas, and this is our robot, the gutter cleaner. All right, so I have an 83-year-old grandma that loves to be active, but one of the problems she has is a weak back. So she can't really clean the gutters on the roof, and this robot can solve the problem.
Also in Hawaii, we use catchment, so we from the gutter to the catchment, and then we use the water for showering and all that water stuff. And so this gutter cleaner will help us filter the water. My job is the arm. We built 3 prototypes, but now lighter. We needed more stabilizer.
Some of the programming problems we had was that the eye was not sitting in place, and so we had to move it to the right place and get it to where the arm could fling it out like this. And so that happened. Also, one other problem we had was that the button, we wanted to be on the side, but the problem with that was the wire would get all messed up. So we had to put it like with an arm like this on it. And so right now every now and then it gets stuck, but it's flinging out all the trash in the gutter.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Cassie from China.
I'm Joshua from North Carolina.
I'm Zach from Southern California.
My name is Rahasi and I'm from Kansas.
Our machine will help people in wheelchairs take things up off the ground that are out of their reach.
We worked very hard over these past 8 days and came across many difficulties.
Some examples of these difficulties include designing our claws so that they can easily pick objects up, as well as ensuring that our fairly tall structure is stable.
However, we worked together, we passed trials, tribulations, and we succeeded.
So to test our design, we decided that you'd be able to pick up something practical. A phone, for example. So let's see if this works. I guess it does.
Hello, I'm Nick from China.
Hello, I'm Cyrus from Delaware.
I'm Bernardo from Brazil.
I'm Cami from Los Angeles. So our robot is called P4P, or People for People, and it's designed to help those who are suffering from dementia. So oftentimes, people like my grandpa, for example, who has Alzheimer's, he'll leave the home that he's staying in and will wander for hours looking for something that's familiar to him. So our robot specifically addresses that problem.
So basically what it's supposed to do is to follow the person around a certain, for example, their house. And if the person crosses a line, the red zones, the robot should stop and send a message to the person who's responsible for that person with dementia. So it would aware the person and also produce a sound to try to calm down the person who would leave the house or cross the red zones.
So my job is actually building this robot, and because I'm not good at programming and it's so complicated, and I will introduce this robot. This is actually following the person, and this is the color sensor, and this is the motor.
So now we'll give a demo. Searching for the person since they came out of sight. Oh. And you didn't see it, but it hit the red marker, which indicates that the person was going out of bound or out of boundaries, which means that they left their home and it was actually playing an audio file. But
Hi, I'm Guilherme from Brazil. So when we started the Tech Summit, they gave us, the RTLs gave us a job to solve a world problem with a robot. So we immediately thought of dirty roads. And for that, we created the RoboCurb 3000.
Hi, I'm Will Riley from Boise, Idaho. So the RoboCurb was definitely not an easy robot to build. We faced a lot of challenges while constructing it. But probably the foremost challenge was to guide it. We couldn't get it to calibrate correctly to sense the color of the line. So we were asking around, and Bubba from Texas gave us the suggestion to use. And so we were playing around with the different functions of the color sensor, and we decided to use the reflective light sensor that picked up the light coming from the shinier tape. So thanks, Bubba.
Hello everyone, I'm Yudi from China. We designed our robot to drive along a curb or any line and move garbage that is spread out into piles. This way, the garbage will be easier to clean up.
Hi, I'm Jack from Seattle, Washington. And so, along with just cleaning up curbs of streets, it could also be used to, like in houses or in many different places. All it has to do is follow a line. And also it could, instead of just push the garbage and create piles that are easier to clean up, it could also be attached with a broom or a mop or something, so it'd just be easier to clean. So now I'm gonna demonstrate what it's supposed to do.
So we've been told this during the program that failure is an option. So it definitely is an option. But given more time, we could probably make this better. So thanks for your time.
I'm Harold from.
I'm Dana from Alaska.
China.
And I'm Zach from Kentucky. The purpose of our robot is to use these claws in the front to pick up heavy objects for people that either aren't strong enough or like have back problems or something. Just make it easier for people to pick things up.
So about structure, we use 4 wheels, and back 2 wheels is for go forward and backward, and these 2 can turn. But in our demonstration, we don't want it to turn. We want to go straight. So we just temporarily stabilize this. And for the grabber, we use 1 motor. So when it turns, the grabber can go like this and closed. And is too long, so we use the steel ball, so it can stabilize the front and balance the robot. But at the same time, when the robot turns, it can give any resistance to the robot.
I did the programming, so as Mark said, we can make it turn, but since for the purpose of this show, we just made it go forward. It can go forward, it can go back. The claws can open and close. It can turn left and right, and that's we had a lot of trouble with the programming. It has a sensor on there that you can't see.
The problems we went through was making the robot go like the certain ways we want to go, and also we just had to work to try and be able to make the claws actually work when we want to when it comes up onto the object. So here's our demonstration. You get the point.
Hello, everybody. I'm Rex. I'm from China.
I am Daniel. I'm from Brazil.
Hello, I'm Austin. I'm from Colorado. So the problem that our robot is trying to solve here is that a lot of people aren't home in time to feed their dogs, whether it's late home from work or school or whatever. What our robot will do is you'll be able, from the push of a button, to have the robot come and feed your dogs before you get home.
It's going to solve this problem by following a line to the food bowls. It's then going to lower its claw when it sees the food bowls and pull a lid off of them, and then it's going to turn around and go back into a little house where the dog cannot get at it. Some of the problems we had was getting the claw to be designed correctly to grab the lid and then hold onto it to pull it off, because sometimes it would either hold onto the lid too long or it wouldn't hold onto it, and then it would just not work.
me and Rex are going to demonstrate.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Haley from Tennessee.
I'm Eli from Montana.
I'm Guanzhang Li from China.
And I'm Clifford from New Jersey.
Our robot's called the Helping Hand, and what it does is it helps elderly and disabled people to be able to pick up their cups and other objects of that size.
Originally, we had a plan to be able to open doors and reach higher than a person that is disabled or elderly to grab objects, books, cups, anything. But we had to scale back due to some of the limitations of Lego.
But unfortunately, due to limited resources, we don't have a powerful motor, so we can't do it after all.
So let's get started with what we have.
Hello, everybody. My name is Zhang. I'm from China.
Hello, I'm Neri, and I'm from Texas.
Hi, I'm Quare. I'm from Pennsylvania.
I'm Jesse, and I'm from Colorado.
All right, so like throughout the world, I'm pretty sure there are like 285 million people like who have some form of sight disability, whether that be like actual blindness or they're like legally blind without their glasses. And so this is our thing, and it's gonna like it's essentially like artificial echolocation for blind people.
It's built so it has an easy-to-use handle, but it also has a constant moving sensor to warn the user about his surroundings.
One problems. We can't to get our brake to fit on the logos. We first used the rubber bands, but then I came up with a current and get a better design. Last we had to figure a way of making a stilty hand. We built it has enough big for people's hands and in strong enough for to hold on the weight of the device.
So, Neri, you speak, I guess.
So, referring to the coding, our main priority was finding out a way to make the brick have different sound frequencies depending on the distance that the ultrasonic sensor calculates.
All right, so do me a solid and hand me the thing.
Okay. So here, Q will demonstrate.
And displaying the bat symbol. It displays the bat symbol.
Yeah, so it displays a bat symbol because ultrasonic sensors, Batman.
So we good?
Yeah, just press the button.
Get over there.
Okay, come.
Keep in mind I
Okay.
can't see.
Yeah, I know. Okay, just step back. Okay.
Wait,
Okay. You can put play.
There we go. There we go. Okay.
Okay. Okay, so it's supposed to make noise. We don't know what's going on.
Come on, man. I swear all that shit worked yesterday.
Okay. Okay, so it worked yesterday, not today.
Yeah, it's not reading the ultrasonic range. It's not reading the ultrasonic rangefinder. I don't know why. We plugged it in. I swear it worked yesterday. Will was there. Will, you were there. I was there. Yeah, I know, right? It was amazing yesterday.
Hi, I'm Josh from North Carolina. I'm Ellis from...
I'm Katie from Louisiana.
And I'm Kobe Glaze from Georgia. We decided to focus on helping people survive and prepare for earthquakes. To do so, we had to build a seismogram. A seismogram is a machine that records information about earthquakes, such as motion in the ground and the duration of the quake.
Okay, so Lego Mindstorm EV3 brick, it displays a graph of the tremors in the ground. So in addition to this, our robot stores a file of information about the earthquakes, which can be used as research. Statistics can be used and contributed to the world of big data.
To detect the tremors, we use the gyroscope sensor. One of the problems we faced was that we couldn't figure out how to make the gyroscope sensor move on all three axes. We fixed this by suspending it in the middle of the cube by rubber bands. So this lets it move in all three directions, and it also amplifies small tremors so that they can be detected by the gyroscope. For the programming, we didn't have that many really big problems. It was mostly a lot of math, figuring out how to print it to the screen. But we did have one really big problem with the real-time clock that saves to the file. And we couldn't figure it out until the last day, I believe, when we used the timer function, which has a clock output. So it outputs all the data to a file so it can be researched later. Thank you, and I just want to thank my legs for always supporting me, my arms for always being by my sides, and my fingers, whom I can always count on.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I'm from California.
Hi, I'm Edward, and I'm from Kansas.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I'm from North Carolina.
Hi, I'm Jordan, I'm from Arizona. So our robot was made to basically automate agriculture because that's a really big problem in the world. Like millions of people go unfed every day, and it's just hard to farm, and like it's very labor intensive. And we're seeking to automate that. So our robot, it tills the ground, it drops seeds into the ground, and then recovers it with dirt. And of course, this is on a small scale. It can be scaled up.
The name of a robot is a TPC, and we're using leaves as dirt, as you can see, and also and then we're using Skittles as seeds.
The problems we had was with the programming because none of us really had experience with this kind of program. But after a couple of days and like getting used to it, we were able to solve that problem.
So another problem was, like she said, not knowing how to program and then constantly changing the design. We had to change all the programming, and that made it hard. And I think we, like, the second to the last day, we redesigned it again. So, finished product, and we'll show you a demo. So it didn't recover it, but failure is an option.
Hello, I'm Alex from the great state of Ohio.
Hi, I'm Drew from North Carolina.
I'm Ariel from Pennsylvania.
I'm Sam from Alabama. Our robot's supposed to self-level itself when it's on a steep surface to help people with mobility issues keep on a level surface and stay safe and comfortable while they're traveling.
Represented here by this platform, the seat of our self-leveling wheelchair will be controlled by a gyroscope. As the robot ascends or descends a hill, it adjusts to keep the rider level and comfortable, which will grant them more mobility.
So as many of you know, we had a lot of problems while building this robot, most of which stemmed from the gyroscope, which can be incredibly inconsistent at times. So we had to solve that, and the platform used to spin uncontrollably.
And the way we fix that is by making a calibration loop to reset the gyro each time. And I'd also like to thank the other delegates that came and helped us, and Ethan, who got us on the right path to start this and get it working.
By sending it up and down this hill here, and if it works correctly, these tires, stack of tires, should stay on throughout the whole ride. So as you can see, the platform is trying to level up and down the hill, and there it fell off. But it worked on the way up, not the way down. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tristan, and I'm from Wisconsin.
I'm Jose, and I'm from
Isaac, and I'm from California.
Samir, and I'm from Indiana. So when we started off on the first day, we brainstormed many ideas. So one of the first ideas that we had was a robot that would help the environment by picking up trash in like the cities. So we realized that was like a really plain idea, so we thought of something else. We thought of a way to help farmers by making a robot that would pick fruit off of trees and then put it in a basket. Now here's Isaac and Jose with the parts of the robot.
Hello. Our goal was to get the fruit from trees into the basket, and the parts of the robot that can do this are the arm. We have a motor on the arm that moves it up and down, a claw right here to close it and grab the fruit and bring it to the basket, but this, it senses the color so that it knows which fruit to pick. And you can change the color, whatever you want.
Now, the robot arm is attached to the body. On the body, the front wheels are connected to a motor which will move the robot backwards, forwards. And the back wheels are just there to level out the robot and make it move smoothly. Oh, and also, during programming, it took us a while, but in the end, we were able to accomplish it.
So starting out, we had a lot of problems, just like every other group out there.
When we began, we didn't know where we were gonna start and how to build it from scratch. But once we got the wheels rolling, we were able to make the robot pretty quickly. It was just figuring out how to put everything there. One of our problems was we thought we needed another motor to rotate the arm. And we figured out how to do it without that and have it still work really good. So this is now our robot.
So here's the apple. Oh yeah, by the way, this is representing the apple. So yeah, okay. All right. Having some technical difficulties over here. Okay, so. Okay, why is it not working? Okay, it's still turning on, so we'll have to wait, I guess. It was already on. Okay, so basically what it would do would check the color, it would grab it, and then it would move forward and drop it in the basket. And yeah, that's what it would do. Thanks, everybody.
My name's Harsha from Georgia.
Hello, I'm Lexi from Florida.
Hello, I'm Caleb. I'm from Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Layla from Elk Grove, California. Have any of you ever seen someone spray paint a sports field? Or have you ever done it yourself? Well, if you have, it's extremely difficult. Our robot, the Playmaker is automatically designed to do that task with a touch of a button.
All right, then. So some of the problems that we faced while building our robot was basically just trying to find a base so that way we could get it to work right. And another problem was the programming, so that we to cut the angle, to cut 90-degree angles right at first. And another problem was just finding a can that we could use so that way we could demo this right, and just finding something to hold it in place.
So to fix our first problem, which was actually trying to build it, we spent at least 3 hours trying to just start it. We had so many different designs we were trying to use. We just figured why not go back to the nifty little handbook that it came with and look at all the different designs and try to put something together, and that's what we did. And it has obviously worked for now. And for our second problem with cutting the 90-degree angles, yesterday Harsha was like, hey, why don't we just use the gyro? And that has also worked pretty well for us as well. And then Miss Ruthie, one of the TLs, has been kind enough to lend us a mini hairspray can to demo this. And in order to hold that in place, the claw on the front comes up, applying pressure to the nozzle, which sprays out the front up here as this moves backwards. And we have rubber bands attaching it and keeping it stable. And that's it.
Hey guys, we're gonna have our beautiful model up here stand for us, so give us a moment. Okay.
All right, so I'm Preston, I'm from San Francisco.
I'm Nico, I'm from Florida.
I'm Adrian from Texas.
I'm Emily, I'm from Florida.
So the problem that our group decided to tackle was disabled people that have lost a leg or a limb. There are many causes for this, whether it be a military-related accident or a car crash, and there are people without legs, and it's just not being able to walk is a terrible thing. So our group decided to tackle this issue by, well, here's our solution, I guess.
Our solution was to make a robotic leg so the guy can walk, you feel.
So we built this leg, and it has 2 motors in the knee that allow it to bend, and also if someone has lost their leg or maybe broke their leg, they will move the leg for them. Also, it can bend at the heel joint, allows it to like stabilize and balance.
I worked on the programming, so what I did was, like he mentioned earlier, we have 2 motors on each side, and we have touch sensors right here. You press one button, both motors move your leg forward. You press the other one, it moves back, and it's designed so that, you know, when you walk, it can move your foot right, so you're not awkward. So, again, our beautiful model over here is gonna demonstrate for us. Yes, okay. Okay. Right, so, like yesterday, great. And now it's twitching. So with more advanced technology, this would work.
Hi guys, I'm Jonah from Pennsylvania.
I'm Esteban from California.
I'm Lily from China.
I'm Taylor from North Carolina.
So the challenge that our group tried to tackle was when firemen are trying to save people in burning buildings, the support beams in the buildings can get weaker and weaker when they are on fire, and sometimes the building can collapse. And
So what we did was we built a robot, not to scale, that can go in with the firemen to the burning building, and this will lift up and keep the ceiling stable, giving them more time to rescue more people.
Making the robot is that first we're trying to use this to lift up the ceilings, and it's supposed to work like this and go down. But then we need to make here stable and here flexible, and that's when that these two can't move in the same time at the same level. So then we turn this into that.
now before we start, problems with the programming, so we would like to thank all the people that helped us get everything ready. So now we'll show the program. So it's very simple, but it holds up the ceiling and gives the firemen enough time to save the people inside the building.
Hi, I'm Evan from San Francisco.
I'm Matthew from Naples, Florida.
I'm Nick from Tennessee.
Our robot's goals were to preserve water and help save the world. According to a recent survey, the average person uses between 80 to 100 gallons of water per day, and 95% of that water goes to waste. So they waste 76 to 95 gallons of water per day. Many countries worldwide suffer from droughts, and this is a problem because water is crucial in life and needs to be preserved.
Our robot is simple yet effective. Its job is to turn off any taps left forgotten on, because even little kids and even adults will forget to turn off their tap. And what this is, it'll move up, it'll turn it off, And by the end of the month, it will immensely lower your water bill and will help the environment with drought problems.
Our robot's able to do this by using a ultrasonic sensor to detect when a faucet is left on, and then it is propelled forward by the wheels, and then the arm comes up and hits the faucet down and off.
Give it a minute. Okay, so it seems to be a little camera shy, so we did have a backup just in case. Okay, so we have the app for it. So. Oops. It doesn't want to do it. 1 second. All right, and move up. There. Yeah.
Failure is always an option.
Good morning to you all. My name is Bella.
My name is Sean and I'm from Texas.
I'm Gabe and I'm from New Mexico.
So our robot seems to do the simplest of things, but these simple things can actually be really hard for disabled or elderly citizens. And like moving around kitchen and bathroom stuff is really hard.
Like, say there's an elderly lady and her medicine's in the cabinet where she can't reach it. It can grab it, turn it, and hold it out, like outside the cabinet and lower it where she can grab it.
So we would like to say thank you to Nick for helping us. We had to slow down our speed in order to make it more accurate when picking up an object.
Originally, we had like 2 or 3 cars for no reason, and we thought it wouldn't really be worth it, so we built this thing. Yeah. Failure's an option.
Hello, my name is Josh from Michigan.
I'm Sandy from China.
And I am Paulina from Texas.
This is our robot, Pepe Book Sorter.
Okay, so we created this robot, Pepe the Book Sorter, to help librarians, especially with the organization of books. One of the most difficult problems that we had was being able to create a cart that would move efficiently from side to side, but we were able to overcome that by altering it in a variety of ways.
So that's why it works, and this is how it works. You're gonna come around. Are you gonna wheel it back? Who's gonna hold it? Just gonna hold it back. Okay, so what it does is, from the very beginning, everything the robot does is based off of the colors, the reading of the color sensor. Okay. So you put the book in there, and this button activates the color sensor, and it displays the color on the screen, in this case black, and the black pile should be right here. So you press once for color sort. We had the idea when we were brainstorming to do sort by color, author, or title. We did not get to the last 2 because they were frankly too difficult, but the color sensor worked just fine. So you hit the button once for color, and then put the book on there. Can you press that? Not And then the black pile's over here, so you have to give it a chance to come over here. So go ahead and press it. So there's the black pile. And now, let's repeat that for each color. So we'll do blue next. And then we'll hit once. Oh, okay, it's registering as green. And then you put it on here. So the green pile is right here, so it should come this way. We'll try that again with the green blue, the actual blue. Okay, so that's green. And then it shoots off into its own pile. And we'll try. Due to lack of resources, we're using red duct tape for our book. Okay, now this is red. That pile's right there. So we'll put it on there. And this one should go back this way, shoot it off into the red pile, and then come back. That's it.
Hi, I'm Marianne Kahalik from Houston, Texas.
I'm Alec Needler from Massachusetts. I'm Sam Hoyt from Minnesota.
I'm Jennifer from China, and our robot is called Thane. So basically, it can provide us a safer and more efficient environment in restaurants.
It does this by having the ability to carry out trays, full trays of food to tables where if a person were to do it, they would possibly drop it or be at risk of tripping and all of the food all over the place. And it also has the ability to take orders from different tables and bring them back to the kitchen and then report it and then bring the food back out when it's ready.
Some problems that we had that we still have are that after it takes the order for the third table, before it goes to the chef and tells him the orders, it's just been stopping inexplicably. And we tried to figure it out, but we haven't yet.
Each of these red rectangles represent a table at a restaurant. So it would go to each table and get the order. And after it gets all the orders, it would go back to the chef and then bring back the food to each table. But we didn't really get that far, so right now it's kind of just getting the orders from each table. So it's going to start here. And it's going to stop at the first table, and we have 4 options: ramen, Big Macs, kale chips, and vodka. So if let's say you want vodka, you just click right, and then you go, and it goes to the next table. So now if you pick ramen, it'll just go to the next table. And then if you get a Big Mac, it will go to the last table and yeah, and report to the chef the orders.
Hello, how is everyone? Thank you, I'm doing well. So my name is Grant Sedlacek, and I'm from Illinois.
My name is Wilson Gaither, and I'm from Indiana.
My name is Mauricio Velasquez, and I'm from Florida.
I'm Drake Merritt, and I'm from Oregon. So when we were planning our robot, we decided that we wanted to revolutionize something. And we decided on the grocery shopping. So we decided to revolutionize grocery shopping. So we took a regular shopping cart, and we made it better. So I'm going to let Mauricio here explain how exactly we revolutionized it.
So then, if it ever into actual grocery stores, it know where every item is. So it'll tell you exactly where you have to go to get to the item that you're looking for. And what it does is it stops at every intersection to tell you if you want to go left, right, or straight. You input what you want to do, then it does it. One problem is it keeps on going to the tortilla aisle instead of the spices, but we're going to figure that out at some point.
So I was in charge of the programming for this, and to be honest, it wasn't too difficult. There was a lot of fine-tuning that had to be done that was tedious and long and hard to get to. The turnings, they weren't going 90 degrees, and we just kept playing with the numbers until they finally started going 90 degrees, but that was about it for programming. The rest was pretty simple.
All right, so some of the problems we had were one idea we tried didn't work at all. We tried to put like a scissor lift in it to like raise the bed up so it'd be like easier to get to, and it just wouldn't work at all. Like no matter how many times we tried it in how many different ways, it just wouldn't work. So we ended up having to scrap that idea, which I'm kind of disappointed on, but we wasted too much time on it anyway. So if this doesn't work, we have this cute little sidecar to just make our getaway.
So when it goes, it's going to find the intersection, which we marked with these red ones. And what he's doing right now is pressing a button to tell it to go left, right, or straight, depending on whatever the user wants, really. Make it turn right off the table if we wanted to right now. No, it won't.
Well, that was entertaining. Hi guys, I'm Jackson Ford. I'm from Denver, Colorado.
I'm Devin Bugado, and I'm from Hawaii.
I'm Eric Holtz, and I'm from Pennsylvania. And this is our invention. Now, this is supposed to revolutionize chainsawing. Say you were trying to cut down a tree, but you realize there's a bunch of branches on top that you need to cut down first. You know, getting a ladder and climbing up it requires you to have quite a bit of a balancing act while cutting off the tree limbs, you know? So, sorry. This thing allows you to hold the chainsaw with one hand and keep it at a safe distance from you, which allows you to cut those tree limbs, and then you can cut down the tree to whichever direction.
Okay, so one of our main problems was finding a way to attach the large motor on this side to move it forward without it breaking off from the point of where it would either hit my arm or the force would just be too much to actually disassemble it. And so we had to make a rig right here to allow it to stabilize it.
So this contraption is actually very simple to make. It's very complex at the same time. We have, from the front, we have the grip, which allows movability and able to hold it in place, along with the activation key right here. The next part is the brain, because the brain's on the bottom, we needed some place to put the chainsaw. So we decided to make a chassis right here, then we built around that, and that would be able to hold your arm for comfort. It also is very versatile in arm size, arm length. Next up is the chainsaw, the actual chainsaw. And this was one of the hardest things to do because we had to make it be able to move up and down so that the person, if an actual chainsaw were to be used, they wouldn't hurt themselves in any way. So we're going to activate it now and show you how it works. Basically, we're going to use the program right here, and then you're going to press the activation right there. And sometimes it'll do that.
Yeah, sometimes it'll move from there. But what it's supposed to do is basically move back and forth, and then this will move forward. So, yeah.
Yep.
Hello everyone, my name is Billy from China.
My name is John from China.
My name is Gabe from Orlando, Florida.
I'm Alex from Rhode Island. Wow, no one? Okay.
What our robot is designed to do is you can take trash and it'll find the trash bin for you and actually dump out the trash into the trash bin without you having to get up or move for people with disabilities. And the best way that we designed it was that we put a light sensor and a color sensor in the front of it and attached a track to the motor in order to move the the bin, the basket, if you will, to dump the trash out into the recycling bin.
Okay, so we encountered quite a few problems. First problem was steering. We originally tried in the original kit, there was a thing you could use, a steel ball, and depending on how the force was applied to each motor, it would turn. Of course, we tried that, didn't work. Decided to strap two small wheels, worked a little bit. So we had to spread it out so the wheels could actually fully shift with the entire thing. That was only one of the small problems. The largest problem was actually lifting the basket. Originally we were going to have it with a scissor lift where it would actually go up, lift up to the trash can, then dump it out. We realized A, that's going to be extremely difficult to do with one motor, and B, how are we going to dump it out, and how stable is that going to be if it's going to, say, have a half pound of trash? It's just going to shatter like, Legos will if you apply any force to them. That design, a little shaky, and programming, it was surprisingly simple. I was expecting mostly just typing line of code after code instead of drag and drop, which actually simplified the process quite a bit, except for the color sensor. That was a real pain, actually getting that to work and detect the blue light, because we originally intended it for dorm-size recycling bins like we have in our dorms. So it would drive up to it, detect that there's a blue thing in front of it. I know, sketchy, whatever. Dump it, drive away, or drive right back to you so you could put more in. If you guys, programming didn't really work out that great. We tried time after time to get it to lift. It didn't lift at all. So, otherwise, that's our robot.
We just have to wait for it to turn on. Some technical. No. And bad planning.
Apparently I inverted the throttle so it would go backwards and do nothing. Great. Anyway, that's our robot. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Natasha, and I'm from Fiji.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I'm from Florida.
I'm Yu Tian from China.
I'm Wang Xiangbo from China.
All right, so none of us really had any experience with robotics, so we thought it would be best if we tried a simpler idea, which is just a cleaning robot. Our main part of the robot was this spray bottle, which when the robot's driving, it'll spray. It'll drive over the spray with the napkin cloth, and this tray is also there if you spill any glass or beans or something like that.
Yeah, as Noah said, all of us have no experience in building robots or assembling it, so this was a great opportunity to try a new thing out, and it was more of an advantage of it than a disadvantage because we obviously built something even though we didn't have any experience. We had difficulty with programming as we also had no experience, but it was a good try. And as we learned from Mr. Andy and Miss Deb, that failure is an option. So hopefully it works, but if it doesn't work, I'm sorry. And also thank you for everyone who did a good job with their robots, and thank you to all the teacher leaders who helped us with everything. Want to say something? Oh yeah, okay, we'll try it now. So pray that it'll work. If it doesn't work,
It's very subtle here. It's just, if it works, probably won't even see it. It stops. I think that's pulling on it right now. Now it'll turn around, go back in that direction, and that's our robot.
Hello, I'm NASA from Oklahoma.
Hello, I'm Daniel O'Brien from Tampa, Florida.
Hello, I'm Niu Haolun, come from China.
Hello, I'm Isaac, come from China. So we designed our robot is what it's used for. It's where some old man, just mean your grandparents in your home, you are not home, they will feel thirsty, they will need some medicine. So if they are too weak to walk, so what can I do? We design that we call him Robbie. Robbie can help them to take the medicine or drink for him. Just mean I'm thirsty, I'm too tired to walk. Just call Robbie, I need water. He will to you.
Because our design is to make the robot move drinks, so we make a box on the top. At the beginning, is make a base on it, so we make it longer and higher. Longer and higher. Put with many parts on it. It makes you to see the box on the top.
So what we needed to really focus on was making sure that it was sturdy enough to hold both drink and medicine, and that we had enough room as well to have something like a needle for an insulin shot in case you were diabetic. And we have a box on the back side to hold the medicine. But we had to focus a lot on, I believe it was, we had to overlay a lot of pieces to make sure that the bottom would be able to hold everything.
Some of the problems we had with the robot was, as my colleague mentioned, reinforcing the treads so that it would hold, as well as building the box up higher so that it could hold bottles, like with relatively little problems. We'll now demonstrate the robot. As you can see, this is a wireless model. It can turn around, it can go straight, backwards, and finally, the shot mechanism. Thank you. Our robot.
Hi, my name is Douglas Stobie. I'm from Montana.
Hello, I'm Hongzhe. I come from China.
Hi, my name is Cassie. I'm from China.
Hi, my name is Harleen, and I'm from Connecticut. And what we decided to tackle is the problem that a lot of elderly, they have lots of medications, and it can be hard for them to know how many of each one to take, or to use like those pill containers where it has each of the days of the week, and then they have put their pills in each of those so they can easier like sort them. And so
in this case, the candies will represent the medication, and what our robot does is it will take the medication and individually distribute each into each of the days of the week. And our purpose, we use the 4 caps.
For the programming, we created a infinite loop connected to a large motor to run the gear. The gear spins and release pills at a time onto a ramp.
So after each of our candies are released onto the ramp from the gear system, down this attachment that we built and hit this color sensor, and every time it hits the color sensor, it waits for 1.5 seconds and then automatically shifts to the next slot of the pill container for the next skill to roll down. So we'll now demonstrate it.
So that's our robot.
Hello, I am Randolph Sapp from Georgia.
Hello everyone, I'm Fan. I come from China.
My name is Tu. I'm from California.
My name is Nina, and I'm from Massachusetts. What we've basically designed here is an arm that can assist you if you have disability with the muscles in your hand or eyes from your hand, and it basically can grab stuff for you.
Okay, so the first problem we had, starting straight off, was with the hand. Originally, we wanted to do 5 fingers, but when we started building it, the parts proved to be too big, so then it wouldn't actually allow us to move the fingers. So then we went with a mitten design, where it just envelopes your whole hand. And we wanted to do a thumb as well, but it was kind of hard to actually build a sideways piece that would fit onto this. And Fan's going to speak some Chinese for our Chinese delegates.
所以说我来给大家介绍一下我们这个机器人的这个手臂。本来呢，我们是要做一个大拇指在上面，但实际上呢，因为实在是太难了，所以说我们就取消了这种设计。然后现在变成了像这样一个，只要我们现在像这样弯曲我们的手臂，然后我们机器人的话就会自动的弯曲我们的手臂。那现在让我们介绍另外一个编程的人员。
I was in charge of programming the robot, and I set up a special design so that when it senses small amount of movement, it will enforce that movement with a further reaction. So if you were to slightly move the arm, then it will continue to move it until it reaches a certain limit.
Okay, so now I'll actually turn it on, and I have a special treat for you guys. If you couldn't hear that, that was Back in Black by AC/DC from Iron Man. So yeah, anyways, here's a quick description. We have nothing to grab, but basically it opens, nudge it in, back and forth, and that's basically it. Sometimes it bends back too far, and then it puts me in a lot of pain. So we'll end it here. Thank you.
Hi, how are y'all? Good, thanks for asking. Well, I'm Andrew from Oklahoma.
I'm Mark from Wisconsin.
I'm James from Pennsylvania. And I'm Sam from Wisconsin. Today we offer you a very unique look into the world of our new product. Our product is a trash picking up robot. What it does is it searches out trash, finds the trash, and moves it to the side, which would be into a recycling bin or something of the like. It can also avoid large objects that it knows aren't trash. This can be used in many situations for cleaning up stadiums after an event, or cleaning up the sidewalks or ditches on the side of the road. Let me introduce you to Carl.
one of the first problems that we had with Carl was he's a pretty big boy, and it's kind of hard to support him with the treads, so we just used a lot of reinforcement on the bottom, horizontal, vertical, much like that. So now he's up and moving around.
What it just demonstrated was the moving of the trash part of its programming, and it just moves it off to the side like a head on.
And when Carl senses a big object that it knows it can't move, it'll use the ultrasonic sensor and judge whether or not it can move it, and then it'll go around it to avoid the object.
And that's Carl.
Okay. Hello, my name is Isabella Carano, and I go by Izzy. I'm a tech assistant here at the program, and I was a delegate here 2 years ago, and I would like to introduce my friend and genius and lead tech assistant, Ethan.
Okay, I am Ethan Streetmatter. I'm the tech assistant here. So at the beginning of the program, we noticed that this truly extraordinary groups. And we wanted to create a super group by picking some people who had extraordinary talents and matching them. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our super group.
Hi, I'm Sam from Minnesota.
I am Mark from China.
I'm Josh from North Carolina.
I'm Will from Indiana.
And I'm Alec from Massachusetts.
So when we first got together, we really wanted to design something cool. And Ethan, who was part of the first supergroup, told us that he had designed a car with a huge transmission, multiple gears, and we decided, hey, let's try to one-up more gears, faster, what have you. Well, we tried this. This is a car, steers with a rack and pinion system, has a 2-speed gearbox, and has rear-wheel drive. We wanted to have a 6-speed gearbox and have it drive autonomously, but due to complications, that did not happen.
So when we started building it, we each kind of took a part of it, designed each specific part, and built it ourselves. And when we put it together, we kind of realized that there was too much going on. And so each piece independently works perfectly by itself, but as one big machine, it doesn't really work at all. And if we would have had more time, we definitely would have been able to make it work perfectly, probably. And yeah, and so I'll let my other teammates explain what they built.
My part is the shifter. So if we want to accomplish the changing speed, I came up with an idea. So you see there's the black thing here, and there's 2 gears with circle cross, so they are not locked on this. But there is locked right gears, and it can shift. And this right gear is locked to 2 gears if the right gear is on one side of the gray gear. So by using that, we can change the what's that word? Ratio. Yeah, we can change the ratio by the shifter.
So I helped build the steering for this robot. I didn't have much time because I was busy with the other bot, but it works pretty well. I mean, it's better than I had originally hoped it would work. It just has like about, 2 bars with the wheels on either end, and when you spin the medium motor, it turns one of the bars and, I don't know, makes the wheels turn.
So my job was doing the mechanical input for the gearbox, which sounds simple but ended up being kind of a pain. We have gears that go across here, then come down into the axle and try to insert itself on this gearbox drive so that the gears inside will spin freely but be able to be locked in by Mark's pretty ingenious shifter, actually. The meshing on the teeth right here never quite came together just because of separate designs between the gearbox and the input. But yeah, that's about it.
And we would show you it running, but the only part that by itself is the turning. So that's about it.
Hi, my name is Deanie Bartlett, and I'm from New Mexico, and I have been the guidance behind your teachers, leaders, giving you the assignments in your program guides. All of that could not have happened, and all of it the program couldn't occur without the effort and time that your teacher leaders put into the program. They are all here voluntarily, so I would like to thank them all for such a wonderful job they have done this week, for guiding you throughout San Francisco, for keeping up with you, for taking care of you when you had ills and pains. So teacher leaders, we thank you for all you do. Could we give them an awesome clap?
There it is. I was waiting on the flare to come out. And it was kind of there. I think you could do better. We'll see here in a second. I'm Trey Prittner. I am amazed at what we've just seen. You guys are unbelievable. And I'm really amazed that only, was it a week ago, you didn't even know each other. You've had 10 hours in this lab. It's really been about leadership, but I am so impressed with how far you've come, how you're thinking in terms of solving global issues, global problems, working together with global citizens. This has been an amazing experience for us. I know and I hope that it's been an amazing experience for all of you. I know it has for many of you, and I hope it has for all of you. And that you will be able to take the skills that you've learned here back home and literally make the world a better place. That's what People to People is all about. That's what it's been about since 1956 when it began. And you are part of that amazing legacy, over 500,000 students, and you are now part of that. So welcome and congratulations on that. This whole thing doesn't happen on its own. I know you know that, and it's sometimes difficult to see all of the amazing things that happen behind the scene. So it is definitely I want to piggyback a little off of what Deanie was talking about and some of the amazing people that make this happen. I know we have guests here today. Let's thank Dr. Astronaut, Dr. Roger Crouch again. Another big round of applause for your amazing teacher leaders who are here voluntarily. Now, the Tech Summit would not be the Tech Summit without them well, Dr. Andy and Deb Carano. And last and certainly not least, I want to introduce one more guest that we have. It is a pleasure. This has been his child for at least 5 years since we came together. And He has worked tirelessly over years to make this experience happen for all of us, and it is with just complete humility and thanks that I welcome our director, Chaz Long.
As Andy shared, as Trey shared, this program, everything that's happened, everything you guys have gone through, the journey, it's far bigger than any one individual. And it will continue to be that way. Whether this particular program will live on under the people-to-people hat or even perhaps another hat, there's tons of programs out there that are fantastic for yourselves to continue on. And I'd be happy to direct each and every one of you, should you have any questions about continuing to great programming, whether it be with people-to-people or with other programs, I'm happy to recommend them to each and every one of you. So feel free to reach out to me. I can give you my contact information, Twitter, Instagram feeds. You can reach out to me there. Also, LinkedIn is a great place. But again, putting this program together in 2011 for the first time, seeing it come through today, the testament of 157 of you here is a testament to certainly this program's success. And knowing that at least we have one other student on campus right now, a Stanford student who had a full scholarship, who was in this program in 2011. And I know of 4 other students actually who are enrolled at Stanford who were on that program the year after, who are all here on Stanford's campus. Obviously, with the hundreds of students that we've had come through our doors, it's amazing to see them start making an impact in the world around them. And that's the best part of what I do, is seeing you guys come in, not really knowing what to expect, maybe a little nervous, perhaps very nervous coming into this morning, but to see you guys continue to grow and do amazing things. Tech type stuff is near and dear to my heart. I'm a geek. I've always kind of been a geek. I'm no engineer. I did not study mathematics, but I have a passion for it, and that's all that matters. If you have a passion for something, don't give up on it. Keep trying. Keep pushing the envelope. Don't be afraid to fail. I know you heard it a million times this week. Failure is data. I've learned that from Andy. Andy's learned from me. We've all learned from each other, and the best thing you can do is continue to be a fantastic team with anybody and everybody that you work with through your continuing studies and careers. Thank you guys so much for your time on this summit. As you guys go home, please remember the lessons you've learned and continue to use those in life. Again, my last name is Lum. You can find me on Twitter, Chaz Lum, at Chaz Lum. Instagram, same place, or just hit me up and I'll let you know where to find me on LinkedIn. Again, happy to refer. Where's Chris Liu's brother? What's up, man? You look just like him. He reached out to me and said, hey, my brother's on the program. So nice to meet you, man. I hope you had a good program. Did you guys have a good time? That's all I need to hear. Thank you guys so much, and I wish you guys all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Mr. Andy, come on up.
I've just been ordered. Okay, you know who the boss in this operation is. It's Izzy. Whatever Izzy wants. And the truth is because Grandma is the original tiger grandma. So if Izzy says, gee, maybe I would like, she's ripping it out of me and giving it to Izzy. Okay, here's where we are. You guys have been remarkable. And you proved it. And you proved it. You took a look at something that you weren't sure. That's the first step of leadership. Man, if you do what you're good at only, and you continue to do what you're good at only, you haven't grown. Not only that, but things didn't get better because you already did it. So, what are you going to do? I don't know if you will. What are you going to do? Step forward. When the opportunity presents itself, whether it's one person, whether it's an entire nation, you could sit back and watch somebody do it wrong. You could kind of just say, hey, not my problem, I don't have the time. Wrong. Because you're a leader. You're not a leader because you think you're a leader. You're a leader because you act like a leader. Look, that man we just introduced, that walked off this stage and had kind things to say about everybody, this program would not have existed for thousands of young kids if he didn't fight for 2 years to make it happen. That's the truth. That's leadership. He said, this is what we need to do. It's a technological age. We need people who are fluent in technology. We need people who can work together, and we need people for the future that can make it better. And that's why this program is here today. That's why all of us volunteer to come here. And it's because we believe in his vision. Now, he's just handed to you his vision. What are you going to do? How does your world get better? Your final project. Riding home on the plane, in the car, on the train. Your final project is, did I go and have a good time? Or was my life changed enough for me to care about one person or more and to do something? It doesn't have to be building a robot, but it absolutely has to involve leadership. Don't wait for someone to ask. Don't wait for someone to step forward. Step forward. Man, I'm looking across at people. I'm looking at so many of you who I saw people. I told one young man today, I look forward to him being governor of Texas. I meant it. The leaders we need tomorrow are sitting in this seat, and you've demonstrated it all week long. Thank you. Thank you. The greatest gift you already gave was to every adult in this room. What you gave us was hope. Because you are as good as you are. Thank you very much. Now we're going to figure out what we do from this moment on. The real stuff comes from there.
Rocket boat this afternoon. Okay, at this point, we come to a point in the program where we have to say goodbye to our bots. Some of you have given them names and some of you have grown attached to them, but they must be disassembled. Okay, so listen up. It needs to be